Hi guys, this is Charlie Lang with TAC here today to demonstrate our latest release of our Psychrometric Solution software. First, let me point out the app bar that you can access by clicking the ellipse in the upper right hand corner, or you can access it as well by right clicking on the chart. Here we have a drop down menu where we'll store our various charts. We've got a button here if we want to draw and add lines to the chart. We also have a metrics button where we can change between imperial units and metric units. And then up in the app bar we can adjust our chart settings. We've got a button to access the chart itself and look at the data that we entered on the chart, and to look at the calculations. We can start over with a new file or a new chart. We can open an existing file. We can save a file. We can also access this video via this example video button. So let's start by entering a new chart to our list. So we'll create new, and we'll call it a high elevation chart. Let's set the elevation to 5,000 feet. We'll leave the lower temperature at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's just make the other upper temperature 135 degrees Fahrenheit. So now you can see that we've entered the new chart here, and you can see here we have high elevation. We can always go back and look at our past sea level chart that was there. Now if we want to look at the chart in metric units, we can just click the units button, which will switch over to metric units and redraw the chart. And we can go back and forth at any time. If we want to add a point to the chart, we simply double click on the chart and add a point. Let's call it start, for example. Give it an entry point of 10,000 CFM. Let's make it 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and let's change our units here to humidity ratio and make it 0.004. And we'll add that point. And then we can replicate a burner process by double clicking on the chart down here, and we'll just call it burner. And we'll make this a process point, so we won't have the option to enter the CFM because it'll grab that from our last entry. We'll heat up to 120 degrees along a constant humidity ratio line of 0.004. Now you can see the burner process point. And we can look at the data and see the data associated with each point on the psychrometric chart. And if we're interested, we can look at it in metric units by clicking the metric button. Again, looking at the data, and we can see the same data there in metric units. If we wanted to simulate a humidification process, we can add a point along a generally constant enthalpy line, say to 80 degrees, and we'll just leave this point at 50.7 relative humidity for the moment. Let's go back and look at our data and look at the burner and see the enthalpy is 33.26. So if I double click inside the point, it will allow us to edit the point itself, give it a name. And we can change the enthalpy to 33.26. Edit the point. Now if we look at the data, we can see that the enthalpy is the same between the burner and the humidifier. And we can look at the calculations, and we can see from start to burner we don't add any moisture, and between the burner and the humidifier we don't add any heat, which is what we would expect. Now if we wanted to inject some steam, we could double click on the chart, say we want to enter a steam point, we'll just call it steam. Let's say the temperature of our steam is 225 degrees Fahrenheit, and we want to get to a desired humidity ratio of 0.016. Inject the steam, and you can see there's our steam process. If we have another point somewhere out in space, we'll just call it a point to mix. This is an independent airstream, for example, with 10,000 CFM as well. If we want to mix, for example, this point here, whatever it may be, with our steam injection, double click on the chart and say mix points, and then we'll call this mixed. And we're going to pick the points that we want to mix together, the point to mix, and the steam. Hit OK, and we can see that there's our mixed point. Again, at any time we want to, we can switch between metric units and imperial units and see this on a metric chart, as well as look at the data, all in metric units, and look at the calculations in metric units, and go home to our chart at any point. We can also save the file, open existing files, which I'd encourage you to do, store your data somewhere. And again, you can reference this video by clicking the example video here. And that concludes our short demonstration on how to use our Psychrometrics solution software. Thank you very much.